My name is Paula Camanzuli and I've worked with West Gippsland Catchment Management Authority for 14 years. So the chain of ponds is a really rare waterway system. There are very few of them still intact within Victoria and actually southern Australia. So we're very lucky to have a largely intact system which is located between Stockdale and Munro in the Perry River and Providence Ponds waterway system catchment. The fact that we've got this really rare and unique waterway system, it's really upon us to protect that system and all of the biodiversity that lives within it, such as the rare and threatened species Flinders pygmy perch, the dwarf galaxus and green and golden bellfrog. So we've been working on this project since 2016 and it's still ongoing to this day. We're working with local landholders, with the Gunai Kurnai, and also with Trust for Nature, local government, Landcare, working with a lot of partners to help restore and protect the waterway system and the habitat that surrounds that waterway system. Some of the activities include fencing, revegetation, permanent protection through covenanting, and we also work with the Gunai Kurnai to protect the cultural values, traditional owner cultural values of the waterway system and the catchment area. So a covenant is a way of permanently protecting an area of remnant bush. Trust for Nature actually work with local landholders to draw up a management plan for an area of their property that they would like to conserve in perpetuity. They draw up that management plan and then that becomes what's called a conservation covenant, which then goes on title with the property. So if that landholder then decides to sell the property into the future, that covenant goes along with the property so that the next landholder will also look after that area of native vegetation through time. I'm really excited to be working with HVP Plantations, which are a large private organisation that are a forestry company. They've actually developed a 20-year conservation strategy for their Stockdale managed estate, and they're working in partnership with West Gippsland CMA, Trust for Nature, to implement that conservation strategy. Prior to this project, they weren't aware that they had the chain of ponds waterway system running through their managed estate. They've now recognised that that waterway system's there. They've added it to their voluntary sensitive streams overlay, which now means that they will protect that waterway system and revegetate that waterway system over time as they harvest pines. Once they have their harvesting rotation, they will set aside some of that area and they will not replant pines there. They'll revegetate with native vegetation, which is a really fantastic win. They've also increased the area of native vegetation within their estate and protected that through a conservation covenant with Trust for Nature. So they're really working in harmony in terms of production and conservation, which is a great win. What we're aiming to achieve as part of this project is to raise awareness with the local community about the importance of the chain of ponds waterway and the surrounding habitat. We're aiming to have more of that habitat protected under permanent covenant arrangements, as well as restoring the condition of that beautiful waterway system and seeing more and more of those threatened species within the waterway system thriving.